Alrighty, All-Star content starts in basically a week from today, starting with the Home Run Derby and then going into the All-Star game. And kind of today, I sort of just want to basically talk about the getting ready portion because oddly, there's not a lot to talk about because of next week and such. So it's going to be an interesting kind of go about it for this week. But again, we'll reiterate some of the content and some of the stuff as the calm before the storm is basically here, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot. I would say very, very dry. However, I think there's opportunity. And like I said, we're mainly looking forward ahead and a reminder how to get those cards because I know people are going to forget. Let's get into it. So before we start here, I hit the wrong button. There we go. That's the right button. There I am. Hi. All right. So before we get into anything, I want to reiterate that in terms of the excitement and the stuff, today or this week might not be the week. Tomorrow there is a multiplayer later today rather. Sorry, I'm recording this Monday. It's going on Tuesday. Multiplayer programs is here. So keep that in mind. And then nothing really until Friday with rosters upgrade and downgrades. And then the All-Star Takeover begins. So again, in terms of the weekly stuff, it's going to be rather slow. Now, reiterating, because we want to get ahead of stuff, what would I suggest you do basically this week? Well, as of recording this on Monday, there's still double XP. So if you're like me, and I was behind on a lot of stuff. So this longer weekend, I decided to, kind of fix that problem. And I got to level 29 basically by Sunday. And I was sick Thursday and part of Friday. And I still got to most of this done out of the 42 levels here. So feeling pretty good about myself now. Getting basically all of this done. Wild. I don't suggest anyone really do it, but that's where we are. So if you got some backup programs you haven't finished, do it now. It's the week to catch up. It's the week to get yourself really, really ready to go for the stuff that is going to be coming really next week. Like I said, this is the calm before the storm. This is get the ducks in the row and ready to go. So what do I suggest you do for that portion to get the All-Star cards? Well, we know how we're supposed to get them, and it's not really that difficult. I think it being the week we're in, this in-between week, this is the time to really focus on this stuff. The color storm stuff, I would suggest really battering down the hatches to make sure you get this stuff done. Again, how do we do that? Well, you do the start here. I haven't done my start here for the Yankees. I do it. I'm going to get Luis Heel. One done. Yankees will be done. And then if I do their mission here, this one, where is it? Nope. Where is it? Is it the PXP one? It might be the PXP one. If I get 500 PXP at Luis Hill, remember I get 150 team affinity points, which will put me 150 is what, 220. So I will be there. But I know I'll be playing more Yankees more than likely as I'm doing this. So yeah, 170 plus the 150 is 270. Is it 270? 320. Is that what it was? Wait, what? 150? 320. So yeah, I will be here. I will be able to get the All-Star card for the Yankees, which, you might want. If your team's like mine, like the Angels, I know I'm getting you Kikuchi and hating my life. But that's neither here nor there. So again, make sure you're going through these, seeing where you are. Like Orioles, I am well behind the Orioles for every reason. I don't have Colton Cowser. So, again, make a mental note and just start knocking these out. They won't take too long. Again, week of very nothing. Not a lot of content. Perfect time to do this. You probably have your favorite team done. But get guys who we kind of know who the All-Stars might be. We know the Mets, for instance, is, I think, Francisco Lindor. He's, if you like me, I like Francisco Lindor swing. You might be like, hey, let's get Mark Vientos to get him going. And all that stuff. Just look at some of the guys who you think you're coming. Shohei, Dodgers are done. So, hey, we're not necessarily that's bought with the Dodgers, but I could do their thing too to get the 150 and be at 290. So I would get the All-Star card for the Dodgers. It'll probably be a good one. So again, just make sure you're sort of like, oh, I haven't really touched the Color Storm stuff for some of these teams. This is the time to do it. Jump into it now. Just beat the snot out of the computer a couple times and do it. Get these things done so you can get those cards, because I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts here that for these in particular, there's going to be a separate thing, and two, there's probably going to be a collection reward for some of these as well, alongside some of the other stuff, because they're sometimes kind of all lumped together. So if they are, you can get 30 right here to sort of get it and get those bigger and bigger, better rewards as we go along here, because it's going, we know how this game's played. It's going to be kind of rough. So make sure you're getting this stuff out of the way so you can get the bigger stuff that's coming alongside the All-Star stuff, because there will be some 99s. Usually the final rounds are 99s, or 98s and 99s. The All-Star MVP is going to be a 99, and there'll be some other cards alongside the way as well that are going to have bigger collections. So why not put yourself in the good position to get these cards, because you're going to want them. That's the crux video. There you go. There's the statement. We answered and completed all of it. Now, on the flip side of this, if you're sort of one of these guys, I'm not necessarily one of these guys, but I like to acknowledge it because some of you are. If you look here, I think my fat head's blocking it. It is blocking it. If you look there, it says rosters upgrade and downgrades also on Friday. If you're one of these guys, I will make no roster ROI statements, no digital stocks here on this channel necessarily. However, if you are one of these guys and you have some stuff to spare, you can invest. Or like me, I have a bunch of packs. I'm probably gonna open them Thursday night, and once Friday hits, I'm just gonna bang when I get home from work. We're gonna start popping them, and then sub count goes up going into next weekend, or into next week, which is gonna be absolutely huge for us, because we can get some of these better cards. Now, in terms of what could be happening this next week, it does end on the 14th, which is a week from today. Now, I do want to make notion that more than likely there will be some sort of all-star program where you might get a couple extra cards. You're going to be getting some packs along the way, and that's last year they started those rare round packs. So you could get one of the rare round cards. Now, again, we don't necessarily know what's going to be happening here, because here's where things kind of get interesting. The draft is on the 13th. It is on Sunday. Now, with that being said, I'm going to pull this up and we can take a look at this, because not that this is going to happen, but I do want to point this out here, that these are some guys who you're going to probably see here who are going to be, I don't want to say expensive. Expensive is not the word, but guys who you're probably going to see here. So this is strictly prospect ratings. Take it for what it's worth. These guys won't necessarily be drafted in this order. However, I'm willing to bet that Ethan Holiday will be going number 1 to the Nationals, or number 2 to my Angels. So he's probably going to get a really high card. Some of the guys, these are guys who you're probably going to. A lot of these guys here are probably going to get very, very high cards. These are the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. There's a couple more here as well down below. But these are guys who you're probably going to see in the game probably that Sunday into Monday. I'm not sure in terms of packs. So my guess is we're talking about guys who are going to get probably a 99. I'm willing to bet Ethan Holiday and Cade Anderson are going to definitely get 99s, maybe even Seth, depending on where he goes. But these guys are probably in the top 3 or 4, where you're going to see high ranking cards for these guys. So keep all that in mind, depending on where your team is. Your team might get a card. That's how I got Christian Moore. Christian Moore got a card last year. I fell in love with the swing last year. So again, we could probably see. I'm willing to bet these 2 guys, like probably the top 5. By the way, Eli Willits is Reggie Williams' son. I'm just throwing out there, if you're like me and remember this guy playing, he was an Angel. I loved him. This is his son. I don't know if I'm ready for this just yet. Just wanted to say, and hey, Eli, if you get drafted by the Angels, welcome to the squad, buddy. Father like son. Am I right, guys? I kind of hope they don't draft Eli, but that's either, again, neither here nor there. I love my former Angels. I hope he does really, really well. And the sperm of my former Angels. So, just throwing it out there. But again, those are guys who you're probably going to see in the game relatively soon here. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That is something else to look forward to. But again, here are all the Team Infinity Color Storm cards. Make sure you're trying your best to get some of these guys done. So it is easier to get the All-Star card because it is different. And I think for a good amount of time. In short, catch up on any programs you have this week. Make sure you're doing your Color Storm stuff to get the cards you want and get some stubs. Sell off this Friday. There's plenty of other content out there that kind of differentiates some of this stuff. There's analytics, or not analytics, guys who watch the market a little bit more. So go check some of those guys out. Go follow them. There's plenty of resources out there. Not really a reason to not be kind of in the know, but again, just wanted to point out, big thing this week, Color Storm. Make sure you get your Color Storms. Even though it is kind of a slower week, there's still stuff to do. Again, it's a lot of stuff that you should it's a catch-up week. I think these are fine every once in a while. A good little catch-up to kind of get your things back going, because the first half of the game is officially done on the 11th, and second half's coming where we're going to see the real kind of woohoo going up. Like the cards on the screen I'm looking at, because I still have the color storm, they're 91s, 92s. We ain't seeing 91, 92s. We're probably seeing 97s, between 96s and 98s, probably. So it's going to be an interesting sort of go-aboutisms and all that fun stuff this weekend. It's going to be, again, the calm before the storm. As things sort of come up, I will definitely keep talking, so stay right here for more of this stuff. With that being said, my name is Specs. I will see you guys all next one. Adios, boys.